songs for those loved ones and people that we don't even know, but we miss them. Thank you. We remember. We'll never forget. And now we want to offer up a song. Some of you have the lyrics. Somebody has to push the buttons. I'm not pushing this button. You can push everybody else's buttons. But not this one. Okay, so the song is Believe from the musical Children of the Earth. It was written by a gentleman right here in our crowd, Mr. John Lisbon Wood. He's here today. He wrote this song. And so, John, if you want to press the button, we will have Believe.
Who has the lyrics? All right. I'm just going to go quickly over the melody. No. The song goes, have you ever heard 5 minutes before the melody? That's the lyrics. So it goes roughly like this. Believe in the things you can't see, and trust in the power of your own destiny. Just know it's a part of the plan. Go on, be tall, make your stand. Don't give in 5 minutes before the miracle begins. Because many times at the height of the storm, we can be born. When all seems lost, we can transform into person we're intended to be, so we should never fear adversity. That's what we did. Okay. So what we're going to do is we'll play. Is there anybody who can? I want a singer. You got a knockout singer here? All right. Here we're gonna give it a try.
Press the button.
Okay, go over and tell it.
Press the button.
We're gonna sing.
We are live at the Recovery Riot here at the Aquatorium. Live coverage as we celebrate those who have come out of recovery. And here's their opening song.
John, do you need more volume on the louder?
Person never intended to be. Person never be adversity. Believe in the things you can't see. Rejoice in the power of your own destiny. Just know. Know it's all part of the plan. So go on. Make your stand. I'm gonna go on and be tall. Make my stand. Okay, we're almost at the top. Okay, here we go. Believe in the things I can see. In the power of your own destiny. Know it's a time. Go on. Be tall and make your stand. Don't give life ministry for the miracle.
Now I'd like to take this moment to introduce to you the young woman that made this whole thing come together. Kristen Martin. Thank you, Kristen Martin. Kristen had the idea. She put the people together. She has a team. She has a great approach, and she's awesome.
Yes, she is.
So thank you everyone for being here. Kristen, would you like to announce your event that you're going to have here now?
Hi, I'm Kristen. I am a person in recovery, and this is National Recovery Month. So I thought all the way in January how great it would be if we had something to celebrate, showcase, and honor all the pathways in recovery, bring all the service providers together, and stop operating in silos and just come together, because I feel like addiction brings us apart. So I started Gary Harm Reduction in 2020 after I lost a friend to an overdose, and the people that were there didn't have Narcan, and unfortunately he passed away. And I just thought, why isn't Narcan everywhere? You know, I believe that drug users want to save their friends. They want to be alive, you know, and why don't we have the life-saving tools to give them? So I contacted multiple health organizations in the area. I contacted all these sorts of people who were just kind of bureaucratic stuff. And no one would help me. And they're like, why do you want that? And they were stigmatizing me. And I'm like, I'm a social worker. I'm a person in recovery. I just want to help people. And I felt like, can I imagine how a drug user would feel if they were coming to get help? That would feel very disheartening. So I contacted people I didn't even know on Facebook who ran harm reduction groups across the state. And they started sending me Narcan. And so thus, Gary Harm Reduction began in my computer room at my house, and I just made several social media posts saying, I have Narcan, I have Narcan. I would go to where I heard there was a bad batch or where I knew people were using, and then I started presenting at social service agencies and started to kind of like shift the consciousness of the thought around Narcan and overdose prevention. Because recovery, it can take multiple pathways for people. It's not a straight line. It's not this size fits for everybody. You know, we are all unique individuals and we need to provide person-centered care for people. And so for me, that means medicated assisted treatment. That means 12-step recovery. That means, you know, refuge recovery. It means any positive change. Maybe you didn't use today. Maybe you use less. Maybe you are working on your communication skills. Like, that is recovery. And we need to be more inclusive and not exclusive. Because when we are exclusive, people are dying. And compared to people that I love, that might you love, or you wouldn't be here. So I was taught, like, in my own recovery journey, that if I'm mad enough about something, I need to do something about it. Or shut up, you know, and I wasn't going to shut up about this. So then I found other people who were like me and mobilized them, and we just created this event to showcase different service providers and to have a fun place for people who are in recovery or who are using, or family members, just to be here and be one. No restrictions. I don't know of any time Lake County has had just like a substance use like provider fair. It's always about like child welfare. But so harm reduction is the idea of reducing harm. And people can't ever recover if they're dead. So I think there was a gap for keeping people alive and teaching them life-saving techniques to stay alive. One of them is Narcan. So I'm going to do a brief Narcan training. So Narcan is an opioid reversal medication. And so when you use opiates, it affects your like respiratory system. And signs of an overdose are blue lips, not responsive, cold, clammy skin. You can do a sternum rub, so you could like take your fingers and then rub the sternum. And if someone doesn't respond to that, they might be having an overdose, because a person who was coherent would like jerk and like wake up to that. So get your Narcan kit ready, and you lay the person on their back. And this has only one squirt, so don't like start shooting it around, testing it out. You got to use it in their nose. And it has only one squirt. So you put it in their nose, and you wait a couple of minutes, and you may also need to administer another one. Because of the potency of substances currently with the fentanyl crisis we're facing, there's been reports of several Narcan needed to be used to reverse an overdose. And then this does not affect any other medication that you may be on. It won't mess up anything like that. Or say you're not sure if they're overdosing. Maybe they're on Xanax. Maybe they're just, I don't know, but it won't do anything other than pull the opiates out of the opioid receptors. Another thing is to think about is to leave the person on their side in case they like regurgitate or throw up. That way they don't choke on it. And then if you feel comfortable, call for help, 911 if you feel comfortable. And in these kits, there are instructions on how to use it. There are little tags with resources. And if you ever need like resources for treatment or harm reduction tips or Narcan, you can contact us. We have 2 Narcan boxes in Lake County, so you can access Narcan at any time, low barrier. You don't need to talk to us, you don't need to know, and you can get it at any time. So that's at Black Diamond Smoke Shop at Griffith and Black Diamond Smoke Shop in Hobart. My brother owns that. He was here, and I don't know where he went, but I really appreciate him allowing us to use that space because I feel like it's a space where people feel safe to get it. And so it's been a perfect kind of partnership there. A few things I want people to remember is that there are 2 points that people are very likely to overdose, and that is when they just get out of treatment because their tolerance is down, and when they just get out of rehab because their tolerance is down. So those are times to really rally around the people you love, see how they're doing. I have known several people to have gotten out of jail, go home, use, and be found several days later, and it's just traumatic. But those are the times you're at the highest risk. Chicago, they let you be on your medicated assisted treatment in the jail. Another thing, when you go to jail, they take you off your medicines, and so you're extremely, extremely vulnerable. motion's everywhere, and you're very susceptible to overdose. And another thing I want to kind of reframe is I want people to think about supporting addicts in active use, because connection is how we get better. Isolation is how we die. You know?
Right on.
And I think a lot of us have been taught to do boundaries and do this and do that. You do what's comfortable for you, but if you feel it in your heart to call someone who's just over. The other day, someone I grew up with overdosed. I called the hospital. I lied. I said, I am her sister. They said, which one? And I said, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, she can't talk right now. So the sisters were like, thank you for doing that, you know? And then she got out, and she has insurance through a different state. Couldn't get on her Suboxone. So I helped her pay for her first prescription because I didn't want her to die. I knew that was such a crucial time. Crucial time. And she was a friend of the family, so I helped her with that so she can get her medicine. And those are the types of things, like if someone comes to you with that, those bureaucratic insurance and doctor's appointments, and they're hard to go through. Listen to people when they talk about it and help them if you can. So many people can't get rides to the doctor's appointments and things like that. So if you can be of support for people like that, that is just huge. And if you can't do any of those things, just be kind. That's it, just be kind. Does anyone have any questions about the Narcan? And there's Narcan at several stations. We've got the Gary Harm Reduction Station that has Narcan. Celebrate Recovery 321 has Narcan as well, so you can just go grab some. I also want to let you guys know that we have food, plenty of food. It was catered. We had a generous donation from the Aliveness Project, and we are so grateful for them. They are our solidarity harm reduction team, and they're just showing me the way and how to do this with no resources, and just showing me how to do this and supporting me. And Porter County has showed up and just has been such a huge support, and people with lived experience and people who are still using, and we're just inclusive and just inviting everyone to be a part of it, because nothing about us without us, right? So we have amazing resources here. We have Work One, who is offering free peer recovery coach training. So yeah, take advantage of that. We've got Limelight Recovery, and they are, they are harm reduction based. They've got EMDR, they take Medicaid, they provide all sorts of different therapy, and it's telehealth. So that's really cool. We're breaking down walls and barriers so we can get people help that they need. We've got Eden's House, who is a halfway house here in Gary. They came here strong, and we were not going to not have them here. We found them a way to get here, you know? And if you reach out to me for help, I will find a way. So, what other resources are here that are worth mentioning? We have HIV and Hep C testing. We have Never Alone Recovery. They help people get into treatment. We have Rowdy, who does housing assessments. He's upstairs. We've got Recovery Works. We've got a whole gamut of resources. And Recovery Connections is over there. Yeah, they're out of Valpo. Thank you. I don't want to forget anyone. Who else is here? Healthy is here. Healthy is here. Eden's House is here. The DJ, shout out to party people. This shit is popping. Oh, Clean Slate is here. Medicated assisted treatment is treatment. I know some people don't believe in it, but it keeps people alive, man, and we need to do whatever we can. Chicago Recovery House, who's here, that provides housing. So I want you guys to really network and get to know one another. I really want you to eat, and it looks like the rain is maybe subsided, so I would love for everybody to dance. I'd love to do. That's how it makes stress out. All right, any questions about Narcan? How to use it, how to access it? We also have a memorial room for people who have lost their lives to overdose, because we are not honoring the people and their pain of the losses they've been experiencing. So if you're here, I'm sure that you have lost a lot of people, and no one's talking about it, so it's hard. There's like this collective grief, you know, and I think when we come together in places like this, it helps heal them a little bit. So, all right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, DJ Chris, party people, kick it off!
It's about to go down. It is about to go down.
everybody. It's your girl, C-Wit. I am here at the Aquatorium right here in beautiful Gary, Indiana on Lake Michigan. And I'm so pleased and honored to have been invited to cover today's Recovery Riot. And if you just watched the program, you heard Kristen talk about all the services that are available here today for those who are either going through recovery of substance abuse or have loved ones whom they've lost to substance abuse. There are lots of vendors here that give information about Narcan, overdosing, where you can get help, insurance, and it's just a great event. And it's happening today here until 2 p.m. It's absolutely free. And it takes away the stigma about drug recovery. Come on over here. This is Rhonda. Rhonda actually was the one who reached out to invite me. Rhonda, how are you feeling about today? The rain has stopped, and we are here celebrating recovery.
We love recovery. We love Chelsea. Thank you so much for covering this. We love Kristen. We love Gary Harm Reduction. This is a great place to come. It's going on today, but next year
it's going to get even bigger.
The Virgin Islands.
You met in the Virgin Islands?
Yeah, I got sober in St. Thomas. Yeah.
Sounds like a fun place to meet. Can you grab Kristen for me? So here is the woman of the hour over there dancing your heart out. Let me give you a hug.
Aww.
She did such an amazing job. I saw you were getting emotional when you talk about recovery, those who have lost their lives. But my favorite part of your presentation is when you talk about inserting yourself to be a part of the solution. Talk a little bit more about that, Chris.
Well, I saw a big gap in the care of drug users and people who needed help. And so if I see a need, I interject. And I'm also a social worker by trade, and that's like one of our core ethics.
If someone wants to get involved with the organization, if they want to donate, they want to be a part next year or future events, tell us how to find you on social media, how to call, how to reach our website. Give me all of that.
Okay, so Region Recovery Riot. This is our first annual one, and we're going to be having it every year. And so we have a website, regionrecoveryriot.com, Facebook page, and then my personal group is Gary Harm Reduction. We have a Facebook page and a website, and we are completely volunteer-led of people with lived experience. So come my way if you need help.
All right, I'm going to make sure I tag all these pages. God bless you in this mission. Thank you for having me. All right, everybody, you still have time to get here. I'm your girl, C-Wit, live at the Aquatorium, and I want you to come out. I want you to make sure you come out. They'll be here until 2 o'clock. There are plenty of vendors. There's lots of food. The Aliveness Project made a great donation, and so while people are talking recovery, you're also socializing. They're also networking, and it's just a great way to get information and get involved in a great cause. So I'll be tagging all the organizations. We're posting pictures. Make sure you get over to my page, C-Wit PR, to look at all the recaps of the photos. And I'll go live again with some of the vendors so we can talk more about the resources. Hey! It's a celebration of recovery, and that's what it's all about right here at the Aquatorium in Gary. All right, everybody, wave. Bye-bye. We'll see you soon.